Yo, what's happening? Trying this out. Boss Moves family, about to see what's up. Let's see. Waiting on my guys. What's happening, family? Boss Moves family in the house. We gonna see. We gonna see what this is all about. First time for everything. And yeah. This is an example. Okay. All right, yeah. So, folks, we got some stuff to talk about today. But I gotta get my guys in here because I don't even know. I don't even know how this really works, ladies and gentlemen. So, the title is DaBaby Falls, the cost of apologizing. But where these guys at? We gonna give my guys a few more minutes. We gotta see this. This the Boss Moves podcast. The Boss Moves live. You know what I'm saying? The family gotta be here. So I'm waiting on these guys. Let me tell you what's happening, man. We've been going for, how long we been going? A minute and 35 seconds. Say, where y'all at? They probably don't. This is my first time too, so they probably don't know what they're doing either. So they're clicking around, probably trying to figure it out. I know this is my first time doing this. So y'all gonna vibe with us. I don't think nobody in the room right now, but y'all gonna we gonna talk through it. Gonna talk through it. Boss Moves family. Gonna get to these boss moves. See what we're working with here. They're not coming. If they're not coming, man, I'll just. Well, you know what? First of all, what we're talking about, as you see in the title, is called DaBaby Falls, the cost of apologizing. Um, what we mean by falls is the fact that he failed because he apologized. Basically, did he need to apologize? Did it make any difference? We're gonna look at all those possibilities because it really kind of seems like the cats who do apologize end up getting it the worst. Um, this guy's apologized like 3 different times, and he's still being knocked off all of these shows for not even saying anything that was actually explicitly homophobic. Um, by definition, you have to infer a bunch of things. Um, you got to make some leaps of logic to say that he was actually, participating in some type of hate speech. It's a real leap of logic from what I saw that he saw. Maybe it's something else that was very explicitly, saying the F word or some shit like that. But I didn't see that. I didn't see that. But I'm trying to wait for my guys. And we're going to talk about, the financial impact that this stuff might have had on him. Um, and has on a lot of these guys, a lot of these celebs that go through these same type situations. We're gonna juxtapose that with you know certain celebs that had things to say, like Madonna, like Elton John. Everybody has actually. So you know, some of everybody has had something to say and has put in their 2 cents. Not even just put in their 2 cents. They've condemned him. It's like the pylon. It's like the popular thing to do. It feels like, and Twitter tore him up. But just from what I've seen and what I've observed, you know, these people apologize and it doesn't help them too much. It didn't help Nick Cannon. Uh, I mean, we see it didn't help DaBaby. He lost all this, whatever, shows and monetary um, rewards. He probably gonna get dropped by some agencies or something, just because it's the popular thing to do. People are using his name to condemn him to get in the news. Because to condemn DaBaby right now gets you clout, whether y'all want to admit that or not. To condemn DaBaby right now gets you clout, and people such as, let's say, uh, certain people who had fell out of favor with the public use this opportunity to get back in favor with the public. Um, Chris Brown, anyone whose name has been mud for years, and takes an opportunity like this to condemn, you know, one of his fellow people in hip hop culture, which is cool. Like if he had actually really said something disgusting, like I've heard Eminem say, um, then okay, I get that. But from what I heard, it's a leap of logic. It's a leap. It's a stretch. It's a reach. All those different things to say that. Well, my guys, they're trying to have me do a solo stream, and that's cool too. But this is Boss Moves Podcast. We gotta have my homeboy Mo, and we gotta have my homeboy Trey in here to do it right, so we can flow. We can talk about this stuff. I just don't sit here and listen to myself talk, because I can do that anytime. I don't have to record. I don't have to be live streaming and listen to myself talk. It's already been 7 minutes and 22 seconds. And we had a prompt start time of 9:50. Well, once again, I'm Charles D. of the Boss Moves Podcast, BMBA Investing. You can find our YouTube at BMBA Investing or BMBA Investment. Uh, we talk about financial news of the day, usually different boss moves that certain celebrities or businessmen have made, um, big time stuff like that. But this one's kind of special because this has a profound financial impact on this young man, DaBaby, who I really cannot say I'm a fan of in the first place. He made news a couple weeks ago when he refused to give these kids selling candy bars or selling candy or something. He refused to give them anything because he didn't like the response that they had when he asked them, how much is your whole box worth? He didn't agree with what they said. But he asked them what was their whole box worth. I think one gentleman said $400. And he looked in there and he counted them. He said, "Oh, that's not $400 worth." And the young guy was like, "Well, the donations that I get plus what I have in here usually equals to about $400. If I don't have these bars to sell, then I don't even get donations. I don't have a product, for people to even see that I'm doing something." And so he just went all stupid and said, "I'm not giving y'all nothing. Y'all just messed up y'all." Whatever. These dudes throw 10, 15, 20,000 to strippers. And I'm not saying that's not a worthy cause, but they throw money away every day. I'm not pocket watching. I'm not telling somebody what to do with their money. But the things that some of us buy, and then you're going to be extra super critical on some young teenagers, man. These cats have to be no more than like 14 years old, 13, 14, maybe 15 years old. And you're going to be critical. That's almost like what Tariq says when, anytime in our community, we're raising money for something like they do in every single community. Motherfuckers turn into goddamn Bill. They have Bill Gates on the phone and shit. Hold on, Bill Gates. Let me see what this young brother's trying to do. and then they want to see a business plan, and who's on the board who's on the board of the committee and all that type of shit. You want all this extra information when you just, threw away this money doing that. I mean, come on. So a little bit of that. So long story short, I wasn't the biggest fan of DaBaby. He had some music that I bobbed my head to from time to time. I didn't go seek out the music, but I understand that when they do this, when they blatantly lie to call him homophobic, to take things away from this guy, they're using him as a proxy. DaBaby's just a proxy for us. They always, I'm talking about the mainstream media, that they always try to make it seem like Black people are so homophobic in the first place, when that's just not true. There's outliers, and you're gonna find homophobic people, but as a group in general, Black folks have never been homophobic. You've always found all that stuff in our community. Some of our most renowned folks were homosexuals, were gay, and we knew it, and we've always known it. Nobody tripped out on Luther Vandross. Everybody knew what was up with that. And James Baldwin was one of our most profound artists and scholars. There's many people in the movement, and there's many people in entertainment that we know certain things about, but we love their craft. So I won't buy that the Black community is homophobic. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting. But in a minute I'm gonna keep it short. It looks like my guys got the lines crossed, or haven't been able to figure out what's happening. Hold on, here we go. Man, I had somebody to show up. One of my Boss Moves family finally came in after 12 minutes. I'll throw shade on that after 12 minutes. Man. Look, the stream don't work like the other stuff. We don't just start. If it's scheduled on 9:50, it starts.
Man, I see. This is the first time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
It's the first time.
We practicing. This is our inaugural joint.
What's good?
What's good, my brother? How you doing?
Man, you got it, brother. You got it.
Mo better. How was the day, bro?
Man, it was busy, man. It was busy. So things picking up,
Yeah.
Things are open, so everybody out.
Yeah, man. Everybody is out. For now, everything's open, but they steady most trying to throw their monkey wrenches of fear in there, like, yo, they're probably gonna shut it down. The White House talking about shutting it down and all this and all that. So that's what's interesting.
Man. Yeah, man. It's kind of wild because what I do is I do. I'm not sure if we can just introducing ourselves what we do, but yeah, I do home therapy. So I'm a physical therapy. That's my discipline. And I see COVID, man. I see COVID, and I look COVID dead in the eyes, man. And it's nothing nice.
Do you see? Before we get back to the topic, and I think Trey said he's coming in just a second. Do you see like the increase happening? Like, do you see it ramping back up?
I not necessarily the increase, as in like my caseload, but I've heard from my colleagues about it, how they're having patients. So the reason why I'm not in the hospital because of the way infection spreads in the hospital. So I try to steer clear of that. That's why I do the home setting.
I know that's right. You can control those environments a little bit better.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
I mean, somewhat, but hospitals is just such a big microcosm within itself. It's like so much going on.
Right. Right.
And people get some of the most deadly infections from just being in the hospital.
Just being there. Just being around.
Just in there.
Yeah. I'm like, goodness. But yeah, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, I heard Joe Biden give a speech today, and he actually sounded pretty lucid, man. I'm joking, we be playing around,
Right.
He can't make a complete sentence. But nah, he was on his toes, and they were asking him questions, and he was giving good answers, and he wasn't stammering, and they find those clips to make him sound real bad. Which there are a lot of them.
Yeah. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Sometimes he does sound bad.
I mean, he up there. He up there in age. He up there. So,
but they say you got a stuttering problem. So you got to
press conference. He obviously was he had been studying. He was well read on what he was talking about, and he gave some clear, concise answers, and wasn't he wasn't falling off. He didn't give me no laughing ammunition. I was just like, okay, I was impressed. I was like, damn, Joe he actually sound like he ain't loopy. So he was doing pretty good, man.
That's funny. That's funny. How was your day, brother?
It was good, man. Busy as well. Busy always. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah. People trying to be out, man.
Yeah, man. The thing is, I've been reading a bunch about different airlines that have been canceling a whole bunch of flights because they just don't have the staff. So people are trying to travel right now. And I would think it was kind of over because kids are going back to school.
Yeah.
Coming up, I would think it might have been the last little weekend or whatever, the last week. But yeah, man, I know somebody who had their ticket canceled out of nowhere by Spirit. And I told her I'd already said you should be flying with them. Spirit.
Yeah, that's a little
I was like, that's a mistake. Anyway, number one.
That's another topic.
But I think American and Spirit had canceled a whole bunch of people's flights. And from what I understand, it's just canceled. Like you don't get no refund. I guess you got to probably fight for it. You don't get no rebook. You don't get no credit. It's just like, so.
That's wild.
Yo, hot chocolate. What's going on? My sister from the other stream with Moxie approved. What's happening? So you came to check us out. This is our first stream, so you can't.
Yes. This is good. Wild. Uncut.
But now I'm nervous. Because it's somebody that I know from somewhere else that's in here. And I'm gonna start stuttering. I'm just you know how we get down.
That's how it usually works. Yeah, that's how it usually works.
We're waiting on our last Boss Moves family member here, but until he comes in, our topic today, and I know you probably saw the topic, is DaBaby Falls. I mean, it could have just said DaBaby Falls. That could have been the whole thing. But it's DaBaby Falls, the cost of apologizing. What does that say to you right off, Mo? The cost
apologizing?
Yeah, I mean, because you know what's been going on with DaBaby, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we might want to explain it just so everybody knows what's going on.
So in case folks don't know what's going on with DaBaby, he said what the media has called some homophobic comments at his Rolling Loud concert. He didn't point out. I've listened to what he said. He didn't point out gays. He said, if you ain't in the back sucking dick, then make some noise. Or he said, if you don't have AIDS and COVID and something, I don't know. If he said you don't have AIDS, make some noise. Call and respond, hip hop stuff, but I mean, he could have said something different. I don't know. It's in my eyes, it's sophomoric and immature, like to just say shit like that.
Oh yeah, come on now. But it's 2021.
Yeah. I mean, you ain't in the back sucking dick. It sounds like a middle schooler. Like
right, exactly. Now, to be fair,
except Shazay.
To be fair, though, no one should be in the back sucking dick.
Exactly.
Not just.
Hey, that point to Trey. What's up, bro?
Welcome, Trey. Welcome, right?
Trey, you in here?
I can barely hear.
You can barely hear? Oh, you might have to turn some kind of volume on or something. I don't know. But look, you saw the topic, right? DaBaby Falls, the cost of apologizing. We're talking about, we had to go to actually what they said he had done and what the offense supposedly actually is. And so we were talking basically about, he said something about it. If you ain't in the back sucking dick, or I mean, wait, he said that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Noise. If you ain't AIDS or some shit like that, make some noise or whatnot.
Yeah.
And Mo made it clear that nobody should be in the back sucking dick.
Nobody should be back there doing that.
It's irresponsible. So,
Yo, can you turn your volume up?
my volume,
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. So
Loud
a
and
little bit of an echo. How about now? Is that better?
Yes, I hope that's a little bit better.
It is. I just brought my mic forward. Your volume's good for me. Mo's volume is good for me.
Oh, that. Testing. This is a rough draft, people. Give us a chance here.
And we got somebody in the room too. Hot Chocolate is my sister from another stream.
Oh no, Hot Chocolate.
My homeboy stream I be on from time to time. Moxie approved. Shout out to Hot Chocolate. She had a question. Do y'all think it's from the heart or his pockets? I don't know if I understand the question. From the heart. Oh, the apology. Oh, the apology.
Oh, come on.
I mean, of course, I definitely think it's from his pockets because I don't think he thinks he did anything wrong. Like, I really don't. He probably don't think he did nothing wrong. I mean, he might be coming to that realization because at this point, he's apologized 3 times. Did y'all know that?
That I didn't know.
You talking about DaBaby?
Welcome, Trey.
I'm saying in terms of. So let me ask you: are you saying that he did something wrong?
I'm not saying he did something wrong.
Okay.
At all. So
okay.
Our guest in the chat just said, "Do y'all think it's from the heart or from his pocket?" His apology, his apologies with an S now. And I said it's probably from his pockets because, first of all, he saw what he's about, all the stuff he's losing. He's about to lose, and that was before he started losing things, and they still took all this shit away from him. So peep that. But I don't think he probably don't think he did nothing wrong. Me personally, I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he said anything homophobic per se, not specifically directly homophobic. You got to make some leaps of logic to you got to make some reaches for it to be homophobic. He didn't say the F word. He didn't say nothing about gays. He didn't say nothing about, you have to be like, who usually sucks dick? Is that a gay person? Like you have to make a leap. Yeah, he's losing a lot of money in endorsements for an inference, and the point that we just made, Trey, is the fact that it wasn't advisable. It's sophomoric and immature what he said. In my opinion, it wasn't a homophobic slur. Eminem done said much worse. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
right. Oh,
absolutely.
Like they need to go backwards and mess with Eminem, but they would dare do that. He could probably say something today and be straight.
So I think they did say something. I think he did say something about if you're not the F, if you're not a, F person in the parking lot.
Oh, he said that? He said you're not an F in the parking lot. Second, whatever.
Yeah. I think that's where it all kind of stemmed from.
But this is my thing.
Towards the gay.
And I know y'all probably heard this. Before he apologized, he said, if you're one of my fans, you shouldn't be sucking dick in the parking lot at all. Even if you are gay, go get a hotel.
Well, I mean, we just made that point too. If you're anybody, you know what I'm saying? Should you be doing that?
Shame on you.
Taking that type of risk? Not only period, but with STDs, but this COVID.
Oh, man.
Right.
Which is also sexually transmittable. Which is also,
you wear a mask and not get COVID. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work like that. So I just,
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with him speaking his truth, what he feels. That's just his feelings. And if, like you said, Trey, if you a real fan, you already knew that. Right. You already knew this. So the people I think that are giving all this backlash, they don't know DaBaby. They don't listen to DaBaby. Who the hell is DaBaby? That's how I'm thinking.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of DaBaby. Like I'm not. Like I've heard songs and bob my head and I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. But I didn't like something he did a couple weeks ago with the two little kids in Atlanta that were selling candy bars or whatever they're selling. Y'all see that?
Oh, so yeah, I did see that.
The kid selling something, and then he was like, "How much for the whole box?" And the kid said like 400. And he looked in there, he's like, "Oh man, there ain't even that many in there. You trying to hustle? You trying to do this? You just blocked your blessing. And I ain't giving you nothing." So what the kid was saying, like, "Yo, I usually get just donations, and people won't even buy stuff. So what I usually get from these bars and the donations is about $400." And he was so quick to dismiss and criticize these cats that he was just like, "I ain't giving you nothing." I didn't like that. I said, that's some sucker shit. Like, you're going to be so overly critical when it comes to these young boys, but, you throwing your money away like the rest of them, bro. Not that I'm pocket watching.
Actually, in that situation, I understood what he was saying, to be honest. And I almost kind of agree with him. Mm-hmm. But
with
he still could have given him some money. Like,
yeah, I understood what the kid was saying too, because he was like, "Yo, I get donations that people that don't even buy this stuff. So with people that buying this stuff, and it was $400. I mean, I'm not pocket watching. I can't count nobody's pockets, telling what they should and shouldn't spend. I just see the habits of our brothers that rap, and for him to just go all the way to the left on these cats and not give
all the way.
You don't have to pocket watch in that situation.
Yeah, I mean,
the brother had a wad this big in his hand.
And they
talking to the kids.
Yeah.
He's sitting there like, "Oh, okay, I got this right here." He gave him like $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some cold.
Now, I didn't think like that.
Yeah. I mean, that was just number one. I didn't like that. Right. Not to say I'm even coming to his defense on this, but I feel like they use people like DaBaby as a proxy for all of us. You know what I'm saying? In the first place. So me not thinking he really did anything or he can't speak the way he needs to speak at his concert, I feel a certain way about it. Now, he started saying the F word and all of that, it's inadvisable. I mean, I won't run around yelling out F words and saying different things that's going piss a whole bunch of people off. But what if I wanted to? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So we all know, there's freedom of speech, and he used it wide open at his concert. But there's no freedom of consequence. So this is the consequences that are just coming about because of the language he spoke. Now,
but is it hollow? I mean,
because like, I want to bring up an example. Because like, I don't know if y'all remember, but like Madonna had said something about her kids, calling them like nigger babies or something like that. And she's still considered to be like an icon in the music industry.
She just said something not too long ago.
Oh, more recent
N-word stuff. She said, what did she say? She said something about this nigga trying to be cute or some shit like that. Like she done had so many black men up in her. She thinks she can say what she wants with regard. She thinks she's in the community enough to say stuff like that.
Being real comfortable.
So it's kind of disgusting to me. So that's one person that's clout chasing. So right now, effectively, you can clout chase by criticizing the baby. Do you think that's true?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's hot right now. It's in the news stream. We're talking about it. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're talking about it. This is the way the way I'm talking about it is unpopular. Coming from almost a standpoint of defending him.
Sure.
That's not popular. You get canceled for that.
No. But that's why people are jumping on it, because it's the headline. It's the headline, and it's popular. And people don't see both sides of it. Some people are tunnel vision. But here at Boss Moves, we want to give you the full spectrum. And we already said what he said was wrong. We already said that.
Yeah,
that's a given. It was sophomoric. That's the word Charles uses. The ACT words, SAT words, GRE words. But yes, But he's young. He's in his 20s, and he's gonna have to learn to take his lumps, just like any other entertainer. We all know Chris Brown went through it. You know what I'm saying? So
you say that.
he's taking his lumps right now, and he'll bounce back.
This is my thing, though.
Cancel culture is fickle to me. It's fickle. It's not as fickle as it is to our white counterparts as it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not as fickle to us as it is to our white counterparts, but it is a fickle culture.
But this is my only thing, though. Okay, Black people as a whole we don't really do anything. Not even as a whole, you really don't hear about Black people doing anything to the LGBT community. You understand what I'm saying? But there's rampant racism in their community against us.
From the LGBT
so it confuses me how really it's only they unite and attack. And that's the only reason. See, Black people, we don't unite and attack like that. Because we could easily sit there and point out J. Edgar Hoover is LGBT.
That's right.
I mean, he destroyed all types of movements that we had, positive movements that we had. So
assassinated folks,
yeah, it's very disingenuous when they're like, oh, the baby's coming out and he should be canceled and this and this. But you have all types of, like you said, like Madonna. We didn't cancel Madonna. Not like that. We told her, it was wrong or something, but we didn't cancel and nothing like that.
Because of what you said.
So that's my only thing about it.
We didn't unite and attack, which we probably should.
Exactly.
It's interesting that you mentioned Chris Brown, because Chris Brown jumped into the fray too. This is why I know it's clout chasing. These are some people who've been so-called canceled themselves, looking for a way back in. Chris Brown came in criticizing DaBaby hard. So I was like, Chris?
Right.
Really? And then you realize what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing.
It has to be. I mean, because to be honest with you, and I tried to defend Chris Brown, but when you look at it, I'm like, Chris Brown, you beat a woman. He said some random things on stage. Which one is really worse? Like,
hurt feelings or hurt body, face. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a great point. And then you have other people like Elton John jumping into here so hard. So where's Elton John during this Ed Buck trial? If you don't know who Ed Buck is, he's a big time Democratic. He gives a lot of money to the Democratic Party, just a multimillionaire.
Elton John.
Three different LGBT Black men have been found in his crib.
Dead, right?
Two dead. One of them close to death, and they saved him. So he got N-word rolling off his tongue like spit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that whole trial was going on this whole past week when the baby stuff started. Nobody had no smoke for that. Elton John didn't come out of the woodwork for that and say how wrong that was. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even
We're not talking about hurt feelings. We're talking about dead people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jeffrey Dahmer was LGBT.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
and who his main prey were.
Yeah.
And he ate people.
Once again, we're talking about dead folks.
Right.
Dead and tortured. Tortured folks and dead folks. So it's real interesting, like how that works. But I mean, I guess the bottom line, like you said, like we have to unite and attack. Because that's what they're doing. They're uniting and attacking, even when it's baseless. You know what I mean?
It's really that
power,
when you go ahead.
I just said just as a show of power, really, because they know it's like the worst shit.
And on that same frame, you can tell Black people, we look at ourselves like second-class citizens. You understand what I'm saying? We don't really understand power. We don't really understand what's going on in the world. We really think that people are mad about what DaBaby said. People are not really mad about what DaBaby said. Ain't nobody really mad. You think Elton John is worried about DaBaby? Madonna, Elton John, these folks aren't worried about DaBaby. They're not even. Elton John probably didn't even know who DaBaby was.
Yeah, they probably
before
had.
this.
They didn't know who he is.
It's like you said, and then Chris Brown, we don't understand. And I don't know if you heard Raven Simone.
Oh man, she's been lost.
It's like you're talking about. They don't really understand power because Raven Simone has a white wife. But when white people do something against black people, or LGBT white people do something against black people, you would never hear Raven Simone's white wife say anything.
Crickets. That's right.
You would
you
never
hear
hear
Raven
that.
Simone say anything?
Yeah.
Would you even hear Raven say anything? So
Right.
yeah.
You wouldn't hear Raven say anything.
You know what's funny
Right.
with Elton John? So during the big, like the apartheid, you know, when apartheid was going on in South Africa, Elton John was one of the celebrities that refused to not perform in South Africa. You know, he had all of these white celebrities, black celebrities that was like, yo, you know, we're not performing in South Africa until apartheid is done. This is when they were making that big movement. He you know, pardon the phrase, he took his happy ass over there and performed anyway, because he didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, people forget about stuff like that, but it's like, as soon as somebody done hurt some feelings, you want to jump all over him, mess up his income streams, and cancel somebody.
Yeah, Elton John, I could give two whats about Elton John. The only reason why he is popular because he was the contrary to Barry White, a white guy that could play the piano.
Right.
That's the only reason why he's here. Only reason why. But yeah, I see that in our comments that hot chocolate, excuse me.
Get it right.
T.I. spoke accurate though. They've been saying things from the beginning at concerts. Blank if you cat face clean.
Oh, you know, yeah,
clean.
get your pussy clean.
Let me, yeah.
You scream. Nah, I mean that's a good point. That's the culture. You know, call and respond culture. It's part of hip hop culture.
And that's what I wanted to say too. That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop has been like that since day one. And I don't see how they can point out this young man for saying this specific thing when the history of hip hop is vulgarity. You know what I'm saying? This is it. This is hip hop.
Yeah, all the WAP stuff is cool. All the shooting niggas is cool. Killing niggas, tying up their parents.
And yeah, hip hop is also very macho. It's very masculine. Mm-hmm. It's very manly. It's very competitive. It's very barbaric almost. Mm-hmm. When you even talk about the origins of hip hop, you're talking about like gladiators going into battle. When you talk about, they even call it battling. They call it battle rapping.
Rap. Yeah.
It's hyper.
So I mean, right. It's hyper masculinity. I mean, but that's just what it is. I mean, so if he comes out here with that bravado, you know,
right. And it's not an excuse to be homophobic, so to speak, because I think of homophobia differently, right? I think of homophobia like when you come out and you're talking violence against a group or doing something to a group, or I mean, I'm sure the parameters go more broad than that, but I mean, if you're talking about giving him a hardcore homophobic label, it's just crazy to me. Maybe I should go back and try to read the text of what he said, because I didn't hear the F word when I listened to it, Mo. I didn't hear him say F.
I didn't hear the F word either.
I thought I did.
But this is my thing, though. This is my thing. When you come into when LGBTQ comes into mainstream, that's just what it is. I mean, you're gonna get laughed at. I mean, you got to be able to take jokes, and I mean, you still understand what I'm saying? Like you said, if he's talking about, you know, killing gay people or something like that, that's a little different. But making jokes about gay people, you can't make a joke about gay people, but you want to make homosexuality mainstream. You want to make it mainstream, marriage. We got marriage equality, all of this, but then I can't make a joke about them. I mean, but you can make a joke about fat people, short people, anything else that's mainstream, and it's not a coalition of fat people that's going to come out and, you know, get on you, unless you're talking about Lizzo.
Right, definitely. Well, I mean, is it just a power thing? Because you know what? What I've been hearing, and I know, let me see if you guys have had the same experience. What I've been hearing from the LGBT community is almost making it sound negative to be heterosexual. Have you heard cis? Oh, he's cisgendered. Cisgender sounds like a diss to me. Like it sounds like what the fuck you call me?
Right.
You cis. I'm cis. Like it sounds like a straight diss. So it's been slanting that way, where if you're just a heterosexual, especially a male, if you're a heterosexual male and proud to be it and masculine, that is a bad thing. And you're called names. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's calling me a name. You fuck around and call me cis. Hey, you cis, you cisgender. Nah, bro, I'm heterosexual. You
But
call me something else.
Right. Yeah, because I take that as an offense too. But this is my thing.
Breeders.
You can't have homosexuality without heterosexuality.
Right.
Homosexuality and heterosexuality are really, they're not equal. Every homosexual person came from the union of heterosexual people.
Of course.
Because that's the only way to procreate. So you can't sit there and really say that we're equal. No, society should benefit heterosexual arranges and marriages more than it should benefit homosexual marriages, because we get more production. Society produces more from a heterosexual union than a homosexual union. So all of this coming out against, heterosexuals and all of this, homosexuals wouldn't even be here without heterosexuals.
That's
so
true.
We're really
technically
not equal. I mean, we're equal in terms of people, but in terms of production and output and what we do for society, no. And because that's my whole thing with homosexuals even adopting, homosexuals getting married. The benefits of you were given those benefits because your union benefits society. When two heterosexual people get together and have children, that's what society needs. We need that to keep producing. So yeah, you will give them tax benefits and certain certain type of things to benefit that union, which only makes sense. But you can't say, oh, our union is equal, so we need the same benefits, but it's not, because you same society as a heterosexual union. And that's just the mathematics of it. That's not to get with no emotion involved. That's the mathematics of the situation.
Yeah, it's just logic,
Right. It's logic.
Production. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know we didn't mean for this to go down a rabbit hole into homosexuality versus heterosexuality, but
of course not.
It's really a conversation about power, and him apologizing. Did it help him? I mean, it looks like it didn't help him. And historically, like, think about Nick Cannon with the Jewish community. Did it help him to apologize? He apologized, lost all this shit. You know what I'm saying? DaBaby apologized 3 different times, losing all this shit straight up.
But they have to apologize, though.
He
might not have helped overall, but Nick Cannon got wilding out back.
He got wilding out back. He has a talk show. He has a talk show now. That's
everything cooled off, and he kind of got this stuff back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Time has to pass. Like, you do the apology, but you still got to allow people time to heal. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the meantime, you do the work to show that you're not that person. And that's what Nick did.
I wonder what consequences Matt Damon saw for his admitting to making homophobic slurs. His daughter outed him for saying homophobic stuff, and he had supposedly admitted to it, but then now he's denying. He's like, "Oh, I actually didn't say that stuff." This was like yesterday. So people on Twitter was like, "Yo, Matt Damon," like, they started breaking this because of this DaBaby stuff.
They're going in
for people up. Like he happened to be like, "Oh, hold up, wait, I didn't." So I'm just wondering what kind of consequences we'll see. And it's just, it's a powerful community right now that, they get a lot of power from using us as attack dogs. So we Black people a lot of times will fuck up our loyalty and see ourselves as, this thing first, as LGBT first, and then down the line, Black next, when it should be the other way around, because historically, haven't done anything for the Black community.
Nothing.
Right. That's all this is a power move.
Poster people.
Say that again.
Right.
I said, but
this is nothing but an attack.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
The same way with the women's suffrage movement, right? We already know that. There's a history of that, so we have to follow history.
That's a good parallel, Mo.
Yeah,
that's a great parallel.
Yeah,
they used us, put our women front and center for women's suffrage. We made all the beautiful speeches and all the strides and was out front.
Yeah.
While shitting on us on the back end and letting.
To be honest with you, there is no. To be very honest, white people really don't have any movements that people will believe in unless they have black people with them. Because you can't be the dominant society, be part of the dominant society and play victim unless you really go get a real victim to be with you and co-sign with you.
Put the face on it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
So they have to attack black men and say, oh, black men are homophobic, but black men aren't really homophobic like that. There's black people all in the black church. There's black people in everybody's families. Like, I mean, there's gay people in everybody's, families. Like, we're not really homophobic like that. Like, we don't in terms of like violence.
No more than other cultures. I mean, other cultures have those same individuals who.
I would say less than other cultures. You go to the Middle East and talk about some homosexuality.
I mean, man, come on now.
You ain't gonna be the choir preacher at the mosque is not gonna be a homosexual.
Not happening.
There's always a converse, though. There's always a converse to that. I mean, you can't go to Jamaica being a black person talking about you gay. That's your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's the same in each, community. I think that's the same in each community. But I hear what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but I mean, especially in the United States, though. I mean, I think we've always have been a community that embraced homosexuals in our midst from the beginning.
Yeah. Church is
crazy. Like we've had, the homosexual entertainers that we knew about. We rocked with the Vandross. We rocked with our brother, the artist and Baldwin.
James Baldwin. Yeah.
James Baldwin. We rocked with James Baldwin. There are people in our movements that we've known about all of this time, and we're not tripping. And then all of a sudden, last 10, 15 years, they want to put it out like as a misnomer. Oh, the black community is homophobic. Like it's just, oh yeah, that's just what they are. No, that's not true. It's not
at all.
You've been to any church and any choir, nigga. Like it's ridiculous. But it's interesting commentary, to say the least. I just, I look at it and I just see all of the false, like the false outrage. I mean, it's just been a lot of it because half of these people, like you said, Trey, I don't think they even believe it. Or Mo, I think you said it as well. I don't think they even believe that he's like homophobic like that.
They don't know. They don't even know him.
That's
right. They don't know one song about anything. If they heard his music, they know who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Right. They don't know DaBaby.
Elton John don't know who DaBaby is.
Nah.
And probably still don't. His public just said, hey, you need to come out. We're going to make a tweet with your name on it because you're going to get some shine right now. We'll get you a couple more shows around the world off of this. So we're going to do this. He's like, okay, cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, he black? Okay, cool. Who gives a fuck? But, man, hey, this is our inaugural live stream. And, we had to get on here, kind of learn some stuff. Shout out to Hot Chocolate for coming to rock with us. I can't believe it, man. I'm gonna be on my to approve. I might jump on there tonight, as a matter of fact, and if he's still going. And big shouts out to Hot Chocolate.
Big shouts.
We're gonna keep doing this at least once or twice a week. We'll probably expand on a couple topics per, just whatever y'all want to do, man. But man, shout out to Boss Moves, man. We making moves out here with the new stream. And got one person in the comments. Proud, man. We killing them.
That's it.
Man,
but 5 stars with 1.
That's right. It multiplies from there. You know what I'm saying?
What am I staring at?
What'd you say?
I'm looking at the screen. I see. What are you staring at, Mo Better? Staring at you. You're the only person in the
room. Right.
We appreciate you, though. We appreciate you.
Man, thanks a lot. Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and you said, what you stay? Oh, I didn't see that. We're going to go ahead and end this. I was late on the uptick. We're going to go ahead and end this one, y'all. Man, it's been a great stream. I want y'all to think about DaBaby and what his troubles are. I'm gonna be watching because he's been hot for the last 2 weeks. I thought it was gonna die down right now. It has not. So you know, we'll catch y'all next time. Boss Moves out.
Boss Moves. Peace.
Peace.